Oh, shit. It's starting to. Oh, fuck. Fuck, hold on. Hold on, wait. Oh. Never mind, I guess it's not starting right now. And that was starting. I guess it's not. Well. Yeah, about like 20-30 minutes. I guess we could talk about it. Alright, so, a little explanation. First of all, did you like the bit? Did you like the bit? Basically, there's been this thing that's been happening for a couple months now, mainly because of quarantine, where people have been having online concerts. Instead of having just like, just normal concerts, we now have online concerts as well. I personally like that a lot. I think that's a great thing. Which, I guess what I'm trying to dance around is why weren't we doing this sooner? Why is the music scene as a whole been holding off on the whole online concert thing for so long? It makes no sense. It's mind-boggling to me. Plan for today is that I'm basically going to give you guys a little bit of background about why there's been this huge online concert rage that's been happening. Yes? This is my cat. Oh god. This is our cat. It's actually my roommate's cat. Her name's Shadowfax. We call her Gooey. She's deaf, so she screams a lot. She's very cute though, and very wholesome. Just hard to record videos with sometimes. I'm basically just going to talk about why we haven't done online concerts before. I think the music community would have done this a long time ago. It doesn't matter what kind of community, but I think it would have, as a whole, we would have realized this is a good idea before now, except the music scene has this just a little small problem, a little tiny problem, where we have fucking Smooth Brain and it kicks into third gear every now and again at random times when we shouldn't be kicking it into third gear. Luckily though, this wasn't one of those times. So now I'm going to explain to you guys why the music scene hasn't really done a whole lot of this before now, and why we're suddenly doing it now, even though it's kind of obvious because, quarantine, we're sitting up with our legs up, drinking some good beer and eating some donuts, which, sounds ideal, sounds peak, but I also like seeing live music, so, it's kind of a trade-off. Anyways, let's get into it. So basically, with all this crazy virus stuff happening lately, the music scene and the music community and the industry in general was kind of in this weird spot where they only had a couple options and none of them were exactly ideal in any possible way. Suddenly there was nowhere you could play shows legally. Suddenly tours had to be canceled on a whim's notice, even though they've been playing this for God knows how long, probably half a year at this point. Suddenly bands no longer could tour the album they just put out, so suddenly all of a sudden albums have to be pushed back or just say fuck it and release it and not even tour it, which is weird. Like, they suddenly had to make a lot of adjustments for things that on other occasions would just be business as usual. And they had to do it basically overnight because of how the US responded to the virus, but that's a whole nother thing. Basically, they had three options. Option one is basically roll over, be existential, and, die inside and change careers, which, no please, I like music. Yes, be existential, I guess, if that's what you're into, but please don't find new careers. I like music. You make music for my entertainment. Huh? And then I give you money sometimes. Two, which is kind of the most controversial option, is kind of begging for money online. Not like, running merch sales, not like Patreon stuff, nothing like that, but just straight up like asking fans, please give us money. Which, depending on the band, can be kind of cringe. I think that kind of comes down to a band-to-band situation, because if it's a smaller band, I can totally understand asking that because of crowdfunding and stuff, because, playing music is expensive. That shit ain't cheap. And if people want to see something, they gotta be able to shell out to see it. Put the money where the mouth is if they have the money. But if it's a band like Thy Art Is Murder, for instance, or like, I don't know, like the Casualties, or Post Malone or some shit, nobody fucking cares. And then third, which was try doing a Patreon type of option where where fans give them money in exchange for content. And a lot of them actually chose that, which I was very proud of them for. I think that's a good option. But there was a twist. It's third option with a twist. Basically, a lot of bands started doing live streams of their concerts, like whether that was concerts as in them just kind of in their living room playing, or their jam space playing, or like full on in a venue, but then they they hire a professional camera crew to live stream it to people. And they did that one. I think the first metal band I remember, now also hear me out, it is July 1st as of recording this at buttfuck early in the morning because I have no self-control. And there's going to be a lot of this that I missed because a lot of the whole music like community as a whole kind of popped off of this suddenly. I can't keep track of all that. Listen, I keep track of a lot. I mean, but I can't keep track of that much. That's a lot. So I'm just going to be talking about stuff that I've personally seen. So I'm going to say one of the first bands I remember doing this online concert thing was Code Orange. They literally did like a multicam live show with nobody in a venue. It was just Code Orange in a venue with an empty floor, which is wacky while they're playing My World and no one's throwing down, but they're in a venue? It's weird. It was a really interesting show to watch, actually. I think it was actually pretty interesting because, like I said before, they're a heavy band and having no crowd kind of is weird. But it was weird in kind of a perfect way for Code Orange. It was very ominous and almost intimidating in a weird way. Like, just the absence of energy there was kind of weird, but it actually kind of, in my opinion, helped them in a bit to make this kind of look good and work. And then a lot of people start catching on. I've seen like Post Malone doing it, a couple other like well-known rappers doing it. I've seen a lot of folk people doing it. I've seen a lot of folk punks doing it. I've seen some metal bands here and there. I've seen mostly metal bands live streaming them recording stuff for their new album. I've seen a lot of that, like being in studio, which I actually think is also a very good option. But not as much shows, because it's kind of hard to have a metal show right where you're in your living room, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard. But going back to folk punk, I feel like almost every like somewhat known folk punk band has gone live with one of these few organizations that have been going around. So let's introduce those organizations. The main organizer for most of the folk punk stuff has been an organizer known as Coping with Dystopia. They've had all kinds of bands, like they had Days and Days on it, but they've had like Jesse on, and they've had like Whitney on separate. They recently just had Jesse, and they're about to have Jesse and Whitney on. You know, and then they've had bands like they've had bands like the Swamp Rats, which is a relatively unknown, well, I wouldn't say unknown, but less popular than Days and Days by a large margin, but still very solid folk punk band. What I'm trying to tell you is to check them out. Go give them some love. It's given artists some kind of hope to be able to still express themselves in this way and be able to still sharpen their skills and not have to totally give up music. And it's given people a lot of really needed hope and entertainment. So now we're gonna go back into festivals, because you know every festival that was around, every con, every festival, they're all done, out the fucking window, gone. Some have rescheduled. I don't believe them. Some just straight up canceled, which I do believe them. And but some of them have tried to find an alternative route. For instance, there is one called South by Southwest. You might have heard of it. It's kind of a it's a smaller festival. But instead of canceling, like most sane people would, who just kind of are like, well, we failed, fuck it. What they did instead was they did a spin-off event called Block by Block West. To some of you, you might already know about this. Now to others that may not know about this, it's exactly what it sounds like. That's right, boys, we go into Minecraft. You know how it be. Yo, Steve? Kinda baller. So basically what happened is that people made like stages in like venues and stuff, made like a bunch of them, put them in a bunch of different areas of the map, and then just like had them play through like Minecraft through Minecraft voice chat. Like, it wasn't live, obviously. Like, there's no way they could do this live, if they even did it live, because they could have faked it. But what they might have done is they might have had them record a live set beforehand and then just play it, and they just have it played. It was an amazingly weird and kind of wholesome experiment that I actually think went well. I don't know if it financially went well, but the vibe was there. You know what I mean? They might have lost so much money, but I don't care about it. I'm gonna list off some bands that are on this this list here. We have Pussy Riot, Nothing Nowhere, Fever 333, Citizens, Knock Loose, Wiccaphase, and Kanashi all playing. Bruh. I mean, those are just people that I like and people that I find cool. It was just one huge event for any kind of music that was even remotely like possible. Like, you know, I understand they weren't rolling out with the noise, they weren't rolling out with the folk, they weren't rolling out with the jazz, you know, but they're rolling out with the pop, they're rolling out with the fucking rap, they're rolling out with the hardcore and the metal, the general metal bands, but they can't afford like someone like Slipknot, so they're just gonna bring in a hardcore bands, which is kind of the poppin' thing in metal right now. So you might be asking, how'd it go? Well, I can't play you the audio for this out of A, respect for the artist, and B, I'm gonna get fucking slapped on the wrist and claimed, but I will say, here's some footage of no audio during Knock Loose's set. I mean, as you can see right here, it looks fucking beautiful. It's just people in Minecraft having a fucking circle pit. Oh, there's a lot. I wish they did this in VR somehow so that people could hardcore dance and like throw... I'm gonna stop that now. I'm gonna stop the train of thought. That's a dangerous train of thought. It was just a truly wholesome experience. There's some videos online. If you want to go see some more, I'll try to find a playlist and put them in put the playlist link down below. If not, just look up Block by Block West. It will come up. And then lastly, there was this concert series on Instagram happening. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm no normie. I don't get my live streams from fucking Instagram. I just don't. I hate Instagram's format. I just hate Instagram in general. I use it because like, hey guys, your video's coming out. I would like more than 5 people to see that, you know, out of the like 700 that follow me. Regardless, Instagram had this live stream concert thing because they, you know, caught on to all this other stuff and they were like, oh, that's a good idea. It was called the Together at Home series. Now, that's a decent name. Let's go see the artists they have. So they have Charlie Puth. They have Post Malone, John Legend, and Chris Martin. Holy fuck, what a amazing lineup if you like pop. Just general pop music, depending on what the style is, but still pop. But there's been a lot of different artists from a lot of different like kind of genres and stuff. It's not just the one, you know, it's not just the one genre. Are coming together to give people entertainment. I personally like Post Malone's set. Post Malone's set was really fun to watch. He does some like kind of crazy covers. He does a Nirvana cover at one point. That's hype. That's hype shit. It gives people something to look forward to in this distressing yet boring time in their life. But anyways, why am I bringing this up at all? Well, basically, this was a very, very long walk, like a very long walk, to get to the point of how have we not been already doing this for years beforehand? A lot of organizers and a lot of people and bands specifically don't like doing this because they feel like it will negatively impact their ticket sales. Because people will instead of going, just stream it and watch it from home and not ever give money to them, not ever go see their shows, nothing like that, which I think is a bad faith argument. Listen, if I had the choice between going to, you know, let's say I go into a folk show or sitting at home doing nothing, I'm gonna go to the folk show. I'm gonna go to the rap show, I'm gonna go to the metal show, I'm gonna go to the black metal show, I'm gonna go to the hardcore show, I'm gonna go to the folk punk show, I'm gonna go to the punk show, I'm gonna go to... I would rather go to a fucking rave, which... I'd rather go to a rave than sit here and just do nothing. But even in normal life, where we all have 9 to 5s, listen man, if someone doesn't want to go to your show because they just got back from work or like they don't have much time or they have an early day tomorrow, they're not gonna go to your show regardless. Why not just stream it? Maybe put it behind the paywall if you really want to like fiddle with people like that. Maybe put it behind like a $4 or $5 paywall, like a really cheap paywall. Because listen, artists think that streams do justice to their music. It will never do justice to your music. Okay, there's only 2 like genres that I really think it does justice to is generally rap and electronic and folk punk. I'm gonna say 3. There's 3 now. I know I said 2, there's 3 now. Get rid of 2. Now, I did this with Skirts a few times. I would set up a phone. One of us would set up a phone, and we would just live stream it. We'd get like, 20 viewers, and that was it. It did not detract from any of our like, of people coming to see us. Nobody was like, nah dog, I'm just gonna watch it on the fucking Facebook live stream. Fuck your pre-sale ticket. Nobody did that. If they didn't want to go, they would have just said no to the pre-sale. Also, before you try going to find those, I ended up deleting the VODs. But yeah, back on point. Most of the time, people don't go to shows not because they just want to be lazy and stay at home and watch it through a live stream. Most of the time, people don't want to go to shows because they don't got the money or they don't got the time. Either one of those 2 reasons, or they just don't really care about most of the bands. They probably like the one band and they don't want to sit through the 6 other bands to see one. That's why I don't go to festivals. I don't want to sit through the 20 other bands where halfway through your day I'll see the one band I've been waiting to see for fucking years and then have the rest of the day be nothing. That's why I don't go to festivals and then pay like $100 for it and have them dick me down with their fucking overpriced ass hot dogs that barely fill you up. Away from festivals, you're getting emotional, Tucker. Just find your center. Find your center. Find your center. And, like I said before, most of their arguments are going to be, it detracts from the value of our show. If any of you fucking watched the live stream that wasn't done by like a major artist with a lot of money to be able to buy live streaming equipment, like it's just a normal like band, whether it be local or bigger or mainstream kind of metal band or some underground kind of band, but they have some money and some following, it's not good. Sound quality sounds like doo-doo. It's super pixelated because it's being live streamed out of a fucking house most of the time. And just, and even if it's from a venue, it's like, there's only so much you can do. You can barely see anything outside the stage with most of those. I just want to say, not festivals. Most festivals do have a live stream version of their main stage behind a paywall. So this is mostly for like smaller bands that go that tour clubs and stuff, not festivals. I would still rather pay 10 to 15 bucks. Go to a fucking shady ass punk dive bar, hang out with the boys, drink a few brews, hit some people, get bopped in the head like I did, like I've done a million times, and have a good fucking night. Wake up the next day super sore and wanting to die, but still riding that serotonin high, man. Still riding that dopamine. It's just going and going and going. I'd way rather do that than just be home alone and be like, huh, that guitar sounds nice. Huh, I can't hear what the vocalist is saying because I don't have good sound quality. Huh. So the reason I think this is useful is because growing an online audience is becoming more and more important. Apparently people are still not on board with this, which I think you're fucking doo-doo dog shit if you don't think this. Because, I mean, there's so many metal bands and like rap. Dude, look at SoundCloud. That was all from fucking online entertainment. That was all from internet stuff. A lot of SoundCloud artists were born from the internet and they rose up because of the internet. It's insane for people to still be saying that, online stuff is whatever. You gotta go play shows, man. No. Focus on your online engagement. Try to find that niche. Once you find that niche, talk about playing shows, because playing shows do boost your numbers, but you should have that online following as well. Right now in the underground metal scene, it's a super unutilized tool, I think. You either find people who don't care about their online, so they just kind of shit out whatever they shit out and just kind of hope it sticks, or they only give like show announcements with nothing else. Or you find people who are like way too into it that are just like, I figured out the Facebook algorithm. If I post at this time with this exact keyframe in the video here and this type of audio playing here, and then I boost the post with exactly $4.59, and then I put it all to Brazil, we will gain 50 followers on Facebook. We've done it again, boys. It's like, who the fuck cares that much? So bands have focused heavily on their online entertainment. Obviously, Victims, my boys, the best, One Love, fucking, I love those guys. And they focus so heavily on their online engagement, and it worked out for them so well in the long run. They've gotten so much bigger than they were fucking years ago. Another one is Bro Job, which was an online band at first about, sucking dick and getting real gay with the homies, and they were very big for a long time online, and then they eventually they decided to start doing shows, and they're still doing really well and stuff like that. And they just focusing on their online made it so, because listen, I've seen a couple bro job type bands in my day. They don't go much past the first 4 shows because nobody cares about them after a while. But bro job being smart, they not only did they make really heavy music that was catchy, they also made all the songs they put out singles with lyric videos. They're big brain. And of course, you can't talk about this kind of stuff without talking about Infinite Annihilator. They're an online band, comedy band that just talks about like kind of metal cliches. Well, like not like super hardcore metal cliches, but about like darkness and Satan and shit. And they go like obscenely fast, and they do some like all the crazy kind of shit you see in metal. They're not only an amazing band, but they focus on their online entertainment because they're an online band and they have never toured. And I don't think they ever will, honestly. And it shot them up so far. But if you were to imagine what it would be like if Infinite Annihilator, for instance, went on tour, dude, they'd sell out clubs across all 50 states. I guarantee it. Fucking, you know how long people have been waiting to see Infinite Annihilator live? It's been fucking years. And that's what I mean. That consistent fucking marketing for their online internet basis, knowing your fans and getting involved like that, it pays off. If they wanted to tour, they could tour anywhere and sell out most venues, which is why I personally think that we should start normalizing live streaming concerts. So that's the argument. What do you think about it? Let me know what you think. Do you think there's problems with this? Because I mean, I only have 3 brain cells, so if you have maybe even one more, you might be able to figure something out. Well, if you do figure something out, let me know down below in the comments and stuff. Hey guys, if you could, if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I know it's annoying to hear it, but it genuinely does help me out, and it helps me figure out what you guys like to see more of between the interviews and the specific band topics and the specific just music topics in general. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you discovered some new music today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.